Hello, welcome to this course. Welcome to Python Mastery. So I'm Adrico Devo Joel. I'll be your main instructor. And so the purpose of this okay, I think this is okay. The purpose of this lesson is to introduce you to this course and also guide you in the best way of achieving what you should be achieving. And so the objectives of this lesson, we are going to first talk about this course, what this course is, and then we'll briefly look at the summary of the syllabus, because if you check this course, you realize that there are lots of video lessons, lots of practice exercise, and several handouts. So we are going to condense all these, and so you can have ideas about what this course is in content. And then we are going to look at course community, because this is very important. As you take this course, you are not the only one taking this course, so the other people who are going to take this course. So it's important to look at what kind of people you may meet and what are the expectations and how best you can benefit from the community. And then we are going to look at prerequisites. These are the things you should get in order to succeed in this course, or at least to get started with this course, because you need prerequisites, things you need before taking this course. So if you realize that some of those things you don't have it, then I'll recommend that you go and get them. And then learning optimization. So these are series of advice I usually give to students so they can be able to get the best out of the course, because this course is self-paced, it's online, and so sometimes it's your first time to take such an online course. And so there are some comments I'll make that I believe will make you, if you follow them, you are likely going to be successful. And so we're also going to look at, okay, after doing this course, what next? So after doing this course, what could be the immediate thing you could do, and so all that. So briefly, that's how we are going to go through this lesson. So let's start with this course. Now, this course is one of the courses that has taken 2 years. So the content you see there is a content that has spanned 2 years. So sometimes you will see changes in the voices, and sometimes you will see changes in clothes and all those stuff, and changing of also lessons. That's because it has taken about 2 years to make this content. And so originally the contents were made for beginners. So, and that's why in the beginning you'll see some contents are really beginner friendly. And then over time there were more content that were made. The course was expanded to accommodate intermediate programmers, those are people who have done programming but they want to learn more. And then we also added the content for advanced learners, those who want to learn more advanced stuff. And so, and also we expanded on advanced programming concepts to add applied. So applied is simply where you are building applications. So applied is where you are building applications. And for our case, we look at two kinds of applications. That's a desktop applications and mobile app applications, and specifically Android applications, specific native apps. So that's it, all about this course. Now, one thing I never mentioned that possibly is missing here is that this course is designed for minimum of 6 months. So this is 6 months. So we expect students, that's if someone's doing it full time, we expect someone to have 6 months. So 6 months for this course, that's if someone is really learning and someone's doing all the exercises and projects, and someone's engaging with all the materials, then we expect you to take 6 months for this course. However, if you are not full-time, then this course you may find yourself spending around 9 months to around 18 months. So which is okay. And sometimes you may not even finish the course because you may keep on retaking some lessons, especially some lessons which are interesting, or some if content keeps on being updated. So you may find that there has been some nice content which has been added, and then you may still come back. So the course may always be part of you. Depending on what you're doing, the course may always be part of you. So you don't need to worry about whether it's going to take you 9 months or 18 months. So you may choose not to finish the course, because we are constantly updating this course and trying to make this course one of the best courses for Python. So that means that we don't just make this content and then we sleep. Now, that's why for each content, you'll see when it was last updated. So if you want to see when was this content made, you'll see when it was last updated. So let's look at the syllabus then in brief. So the syllabus, there'll be concepts, there'll be some programming you learn which are going to be fundamentals. So fundamentals are simply things which teach you programming. So they are going to teach you the actual basics of programming. So those are concepts that cut across all programming languages. So mainly here we use Python, but fundamentals, usually most things you learn in fundamentals, you can be able to apply them across languages, those concepts. So if you cover the fundamental concepts, it should be easy for you to study your next programming language. And then we're also going to look at the programming things like structure. So structure builds on fundamentals. So what we focus on is you use now structured features of programming to make sure your code is structured very well. That spans from functions, modules, conditional statements, and all these kind of other things. And then we also have object-oriented sections where we look at how to use object-oriented paradigm. So this cuts across once we introduce object-oriented programming. I think we use it across now for the remaining things. And there also some content you will find for practice and projects. So this is the practice and projects. So now what does this mean? This and projects. So what does this mean? So this means that let's assume that you are comfortable that you know fundamentals, you know structured, but then how can you verify you really know? So the only way to verify usually you know what you're talking about is to do projects and exercises. So this course comes with lots of projects and exercises. Now these are not random projects and random exercises. So each project and exercise simply tests particular thing which was taught in the lessons, and also test the ability for you to expand on those concepts. So it has easy, intermediate, difficult things, depends on which actual projects you're looking at. So you may find this course also useful for practicing, because sometimes it's very difficult to get project ideas. And if you go and search, maybe Google around for project ideas, most project ideas are academic or they are ordinary. So these project ideas, people have talked about them. But in this course, most projects and exercises, they are rotating around most things you do. So it means that it should be exciting to solve them, because they are trying to ask you to tackle problems that you know exist and that things which are ordinary with you. And so we also have, like I said, application development. We have sections that focus on application development. So those who want to become software engineers, so this section becomes very important. But of course, you can't succeed in these sections without simply first mastering the preceding sections. So this course, we have several people. For example, we have people from data science background. So these will be people who do things like data analytics, things like some basics machine learning, things like machine learning. So basically that, machine learning, data analytics, and things around there. Anything dealing with data. So you'll find some people who are taking course, but they are from that background. There are some people who are from pure computational science. So computational science are these people who do things which involve heavy mathematics. So usually these like quantitative finance, things like deep learning, things like information theory, so such things like maybe operating systems and all those stuff. So those are all things in computation, things which involve lots of math. So those are computational sciences. Then you find people from app development environment background, so they are focused on building applications. So, and there are also people who are from education. So you may find some people already taking some course, maybe diploma or bachelor's, or people are taking some masters, taking some PhD, so they may use this course to make sure they are strong in Python, because most of these programs, especially from masters and PhD, they are going to be using Python, because especially if you're doing something either in sciences or engineering. So these communities can be valuable to you. You can use them to connect. So over time, we are going to be building features that can enable you to connect with these people beyond just these lessons, so you can connect and maybe benefit from that connection. So what are the things you need to get in order to succeed here? So prerequisites, the first of all are the gadgets. You need to make sure the PC you have or the laptop you have has a minimum of 4 GB RAM. So that's the minimum. Though 8 GB RAM will be efficient for us, because if you start doing mobile application, you may need like 8 GB RAM. So 4 GB RAM becomes the minimum that you need. So if you have a PC which is just 2 GB RAM, ensure that you increase the RAM to 4 GB RAM. Then the processor, just have good processor speed. Make sure it is 1.6 gigahertz and above. And it is good if it's also i3 and above. But dual core can still work. Now, ensure that you have good internet speed. That's very important. I know some of you may be using, depending where you are using some providers that are not having good internet speed. So make sure that you're always having a provider that has good internet speed, and also be in location where there's really good internet speed. Otherwise, you may find this issue. Now, what happens that when you are taking this course, you can change the quality. So these videos are transcoded, so it means that you can check maybe like 360 for 80, 720, or the original. So you always see on your player there's something called original. When you click on it, it shows for you available video formats, qualities are available. So, but if the lower quality, it means that things will not be so clear. So just know that if you select 360, which is the minimum, because this is a learning platform, we cannot give something below 360, you realize that it's actually very low quality, but you can still study. And also we detect automatically your connection, so we may give you low quality. If you want to increase the quality, make sure you click on the original, you select the quality you want. Now, you must be conversant with using computers. That's very important. Computer literacy means that you know how to create folders, you know how to copy and paste, you know how to use computer applications like Microsoft Word, LibreOffice, and all this stuff. And also you know how to use internet. And lastly, you should just have that thing. You should have an objective, a will to learn, and also you should have some goal why you want to learn. So sometimes studying without really having a goal what we are going to use these skills for can be so boring, and because no one is going to remind you to study, no one is going to tell you, hey, you go and study. So it's up to you to encourage yourself to set goals and make sure you move forward. Now, let's look at learning optimization now, which are some of the advice I usually give to people to make sure they can succeed in this program. So the first one is usually have a timetable. Now, this is something you must have encountered when you are studying in lower schools. For example, in primary or secondary, university, depending on wherever you have gone, at least they always tell you to have a timetable for reading. Now, this time now you have timetable for studies. Now, it's very important. Don't just have a timetable. When you have a timetable, try to stick to it as much as possible. So if you decide, for example, if you're working class, you decide, okay, every evening at 9 I'm going to study. Make sure when the clock's 9 p.m. you are studying. If you say, for me, I study in the morning, so you wake up at 5, the first thing 30 minutes you are going to study. So make sure the first 30 minutes you are going to study. Then if you say, I'm always going to study when I have breaks, like lunch breaks, so make sure that during the lunch break you select the 25 or 20 or 30 minutes you have chosen to study. Now, observe that you cannot, this is not like school. Here we are teaching you things to be applied in real world. So there's nothing that you're going to have a night and cover everything. You will not benefit from that, because the content is designed such that on average someone is just taking 3 lessons. So in average 3 lessons, apart from the beginning lesson, but the proceeding things over time you realize that 3 to 5 lessons are enough for a day. And then you focus on doing practice exercise, you focus on trying to understand whether you get through those stuff. So just have that in mind, draw a timetable and stick to it. And then don't pretend to be learning. Now, some students have observed them. They enroll for this course, but they don't study. They don't actually learn. They don't take these. They don't take the lessons. They don't do practice exercises. But they have enrolled, and they tell you they have enrolled. They are okay. They are studying. They are just pretending to be studying when they are not actually studying. So remember, always, no one forced you for this. You chose to enroll for this course, which means that it's your obligation to make sure you get the best out of this course. So don't pretend to be learning. Actually go there and take these lessons. Ensure that you have really understood. If you have not understood, ask in the forum. So that is just very important. Don't just pretend to be learning. The other thing is avoiding noise. No, noise can be anything. When you are studying, make sure you're in an environment that's actually clean for you, that can make you to focus. And also schedule your learning in the times whereby you don't have lots of disturbances, because noise can be anything that's going to take your attention away from your learning. That means that you need to be organized. Make sure that where you're studying, you always have a notebook where you write concept, the things you have understood. And so just be organized and keep your things very well. Then the other thing is maximize on forums. Now forums are simply those sections where you can ask questions and then also you can answer other people's questions. Now, forum is not just where you steal knowledge from other people. So don't just be there just asking. It's not a must that you must answer people. But it's a good thing that when someone asks something and you have ideas about it, it's okay to help them and present your perspectives. As much I will be there trying to give my perspectives, my answer, but usually I only give when other people have failed to help fellow students. Because the idea is that people should discuss these concepts, because that's how learning happens. So each module has a forum. Now you don't just go there and then just start greeting people. So we want high quality engagement in the forum. So make sure that when you are asking questions, ask yourself, okay, what's the problem? Describe the problem. Provide a code, sample codes, and then so make a conclusion. So what did you do? And how do you think you are wrong? How are you stuck? So you do all those kind of stuff. Now just to warn you people that there is, after this, in this module, there's a series of lessons which teaches you how to use actually a forum. So don't skip them. Some students skip them. No, actually, you make sure you have understood how to use the forum, because that's one of the most important tools. Now, we usually organize live sessions. So these live sessions where we pick a topic and discuss it, we are not really learning the lesson thing, but we are simply discussing some things. It could even be something about career. It could be something about something else that piques our interest. So make sure that you also optimize on them if they are scheduled. So that means that you should always check the announcement section. Then the other thing is you do the practice exercises and projects. Now you'll find that there are practice exercises and projects. Now some people get so excited about completing the syllabus, so they keep on going, just watching lessons one after the other. But the effect of that is that you are actually not learning. So at the end of it, you are just watching like a TV show. So the actual learning means that after taking sets of lessons, make sure you do the practice exercise before you move to the next module. And each module is equipped with sufficient practice exercise, and we always keep on actually adding more exercise or changing the exercise, depends on whether it's still useful, because we study how people struggle with these exercises and how is it related to the content we are actually providing. So always also check the announcement to see whether there are changes within the exercises, so you can attempt new exercises. Then avoid LLMs. Now, if you're taking this course right now, what happens is there are large language models, there are even small language models. The common example most people know is ChatGPT, but the others actually they are there. Now, avoid them. So most of practice exercise under fundamental concepts and beginners concept, most of these LLMs will be able to solve them. Now, some students will actually take these practice exercises. Instead of doing them, they give them to these LLMs like ChatGPT, and then they feel like that's it, that's a solution. But remember, having the solution without understanding why it's the solution, without you being able to write it yourself, it means that you have not learned anything. Because the purpose here is to teach you how to solve computational problems. And the only way we are going to achieve that is if you do the problems yourself. Don't even give to your colleagues. If you get stuck, that's when you give it to the forum. But when you ask in the forum, you don't just say, I'm stuck. No, you present what did you try and where did you reach, and so what is wrong with your code. So people are supposed to help you by looking at your code, not just providing you with a different solution, by seeing how can you fix your code, what's wrong with your code, because the whole purpose is to help you to learn. Now, why is it wrong to make sure you use LLMs? It happens that how much the beginning questions LLMs can solve them, once we reach the applied concepts, LLMs will not be able to solve for you that. LLMs will not be able to build for you a complex project. Now, once that happens and you haven't understood this, it means that you have just wasted your life and you have wasted your time. Because now you don't know these fundamentals, you don't know these concepts, and when we deal with the projects, you can't do anything, and that's a bad thing that we don't want to be doing. So I usually tell students, in summary, all this advice I'm giving you is trying to tell you not to be an asshole. So don't pretend to be learning, just be organized, do the actual thing that's required out of you. So that said, so what can you do after this course? Now, one thing is that this course will not award you a certificate. So this is a course that's just created for you to learn and study. It's primarily created for people who want to be lifelong learners, who want to change their lives by studying, by learning, by acquiring skills. People who want to be in a society whereby skills are really very important. And that's what's all about programming, is to keep you with skills so you can solve problems and people pay you for those problems, or you get hired for those problems. However, if you want a certification, we have programs, depending when you have enrolled, so the program should either be there or it should be soon be launched. So we have a certificate in Python programming, so you can enroll for this program. Now, this program, there are no lessons, there are no nothing. So what is simply there is, when you enroll for this program, it's a 4-month program, you'll be assigned supervisor, and you'll be given projects, and then you'll be submitting the task, accomplishment of tasks. So you can be told to build, for example, a music player. So you will start submitting by documenting it and then building some modules, and then till you finish it. And then if you do a very satisfactory work, then you'll be awarded a certificate in Python programming. So this is identifiable certificate, verifiable certificate, which means it comes with a YIN number, which is a Udemy identification number. When someone enters that number, they'll be able to see the certificate's details and also the project that you did. So some of that can be a good thing. But again, you don't enroll for this course unless you are good, you have finished all this. Don't enroll for this program unless you have finished Python Mastery course and you're sure you are really okay with it. Otherwise, if you still have issues, 4 months will end, and then you'll not pass, you'll need to take retake. So retakes are allowed, but each time you take a retake, you'll be given a new project. So that's how it happens. So you can take as many retakes as you want in the certificate program, but the wise thing to do is first take Python Mastery, do all the practice exercises and projects in the Python Mastery. If you feel you are good, then enroll for the certificate in Python programming. I'm sure there you will ace it and you'll be able to get your certificate after the 4 months. So what next? Next thing is I just wish you all the best. I hope you get all that you need that inspired you to enroll for this course. So let's meet the other side when we are studying different modules. I'm always there, and my also assistants are also there to help you.